Okay, we've got to remove the starter motor from my Range Rover Sport L494 to get access for doing various things. I'm just going to go through it because it's going to be right pain in the bum to actually film properly. But what we have is we've got on my vehicle, it's equipped with these pipes that are called something to do with TSS, something to do with the turbochargers in the technical documents. There's a thing up here with a connector on it as well. There's another connector here that needs disconnecting. This bracket's got three little bolts on it as well that need to come off. Then when we get to the back, we've got the bolt here at the bottom and the one up here, which is just got an extended bit to hold on to that, so I have to unclip this thing to get the pipe off. It's not kind of crazy difficult, it's just probably more awkward access. I'm not very keen on this design, but there you go. This looks a bit like it could break. Okay, so I found that you can reach around from the front, and then this is just a pushy connector. It's just everything's just a bit awkward. So you got to push down on this to release it. I'm holding the camera, so I might have to put it down. This one's similar. Probably going to help to sort of pull it off so that you can turn the connector around, because it's another pushy one. Push at the bottom and pull that apart. So that looks a bit more straightforward. The plastic tubing did just pull off relatively straightforward, and it's quite sort of flexible. I just pushed it up there, so not too difficult so far, but just slightly awkward access. Okay, once you've removed the starter motor, then it gives you access to the flywheel here, and if you want to do some locking of anything, there's an access point up there with like a bung in it. So it's a little bit of fun if you're just on the vehicle, but it's not impossible. Okay, so I did film myself with the camera in a fixed position removing the starter motor, and there's probably a little bit of footage at the end when it does come out, but it didn't come out very well, the footage. So the thing that I wanted to bring attention to was this bracket here, which didn't film very well, and also the actual power connector here for the starter motor. So that is the metal bit. That was very easy to remove, and I think that was just a 13mm. The rest of the smaller nuts and bolts were 10mm. This bracket sits on there, so you basically, in order to remove the starter motor, you have to disconnect this and then disconnect the other two bolts from the rear of the starter motor, as well as getting to the old the power connector, sort of wiring connector here, power connector, so that you can actually move this out of the way and then maneuver from back here. So there's a glove stuck in here. That is where the starter motor comes. So you can see the two fixing holes. There's one bolt here, there's one bolt up higher. I'll put pictures up of the bolts that come out. So there's just a normal, again I think these are 13, I'll just double check, bolt here, and then there's one with a stud on it where this this pipe thing sits, and it's a normal 13mm, but you need a long socket to take it off because it's got a stud on top that pushes onto, rather like this stud here. Right, this is our lovely starter motor with it out of the vehicle. Just going to show you what it is. It's had a bit of hammerite just because I tied it up because it was a bit rusty. You've got your these are the 2 points where the pipes are connected at the top, and then this is the wiring connector that sits on top, and that's plugged in there. And the other end is the bit we took out from the connector that we pulled out of the bracket. So these ones are 13mm. Used a long socket on this one just to help, but obviously it doesn't matter what you do as long as you get it off safely. These are 10mm, and then again this is another 13. So in total, you've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things to undo before you can release the starter motor. So it's pretty straightforward.